Greg, you've had a few days to reflect on the disappointing defeat over the weekend. What are your thoughts now as you do reflect and look back?
Yeah, still very much the same. I've watched the game back and really pleased with just our shape more than anything, and how disciplined we were when we didn't have the ball, which, against Cardiff City, you're obviously going to accept that they're going to have more possession than you. So we played a lot differently to what we normally would do. We sat off them, tried to frustrate them, and did frustrate them for large parts of the game. They were getting very frustrated. They were probably forcing things a lot more than what they normally do. So that was the most pleasing thing. You look at the goals. Obviously, 1-1 at half time. And then the difference in the second half was a set piece and a penalty. So in terms of restricting them from open play, we were really pleased, and it's definitely given us something to build on. We don't want to play that way every week. We want to play nice attacking football, but sometimes you have to accept that you're not going to have the ball as much as you'd like to. So just the discipline from the girls is probably the most pleasing thing, and it's certainly given us a lot of confidence in terms of knowing that we can play a different way if we have to.
You did get off to a great start in the second phase, but since then 3 defeats on the bounce. Does that have an effect on the girls' confidence?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say it has an effect on the confidence. I think the girls were fully aware that it was going to be a long second phase, 6 very tricky games. Obviously, getting off to a great start has done the team the world of good. Certainly if we look back now on the last few performances, they've all been very good performances. Obviously the results haven't gone our way, but the plan for the second phase was always sort of long-term development as opposed to putting a priority on results. So and it'll be the same again on Sunday. Another tricky game against a very strong, good Swansea team. So the results are relevant. Don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to get 3 points, but the main priority is putting in a good performance.
And you mentioned results there. The last time the New Saints failed to score in a game in all competitions this season was the middle of September last year. That's an impressive run if you take that statistic as a standalone one.
Yeah, no, it's a great statistic. I think we're probably the only team to score in each game against Cardiff. Certainly the only team to score home and away against them. It's just nice to know that going into each game, you've got a very good chance of scoring goals. If we can tighten things up a little bit at the back, obviously gives us a great chance of winning games of football, knowing that we score so many goals. So it's just nice. It's a great record to have, and fingers crossed we'll be doing everything we can over the next 2 games to make sure we carry that record going and score in each of those games.
And it's back to Parkhall this coming Sunday against Swansea City. Do you think that there is such a thing as home advantage in the league as it stands at the moment?
No, definitely. There's always home advantage, especially for us when teams aren't used to the travel. It's different for us. We're used to doing the travelling every other week when we go down to South Wales, whereas these teams, Swansea have only done it once this season. So they're not used to the travel, and it's something that I always tell the girls really when we are at home is to start the game really early, because obviously the opposition have travelled a long way, and we don't want to give them a chance to sort of settle into the game. So we'll be making sure that we do that again on Sunday and just give ourselves the best chance possible of winning the game if we do start the game very quickly.
And as you look ahead to the game, how are the preparations going?
Yeah, really well. Sunday took a lot out of the girls. We had injuries, we had a couple of illnesses as well. I mentioned Beth Lewis after the game, so I've sort of been in contact with her, and she's on the mend, but I basically told her to stay off tonight and last night just to make sure that she's 100% for Sunday. But yeah, in terms of preparations, it's all going smoothly. Like I say, we'll have a good session tonight. Got full availability again for Sunday, so it'll be a tricky squad and a tricky starting 11 to pick, just because of how well the girls did on Sunday. So lots to think about, but obviously we're in a great position.
And based on what you've just said, would it be true to say that you haven't got the starting 11 set in stone at this moment in time?
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like I say, we'll get training out the way tonight. We'll have a look at it on Friday, Saturday, before we work out the starting 11. But there's definitely some girls in there that girls that came in on Sunday, definitely need to be thought about as to whether they start again or perhaps play a big part in the second half, but you know, every girl that stepped on that pitch on Sunday, you know, really did themselves justice. And you know, I guess you know, with the girls coming back, whoever doesn't make the starting 11 will be, you know, I guess feel a little hard done by.
And how difficult will it be to pick that 11 based on the fact that you've made those comments just when sometimes it's a case of who do you leave out as opposed to who do you pick?
Yeah, it's yeah, don't get me wrong, it's, you know, it's the worst part of the job really, is having to leave players out of the squad, leave players out of the starting 11. You know, we've obviously got players coming back in on Sunday who've been a massive part of the season. Ridgie and Tia Lockley will both be available. Caitlin will be available. All three of those girls weren't available on Sunday, so you know, when you got three players like that coming back at availability in the squad, then you know, it's a very tough job. So yeah, listen, we'll have to you know, training will play a big part. Obviously Swansea, you know, a very good team, so we'll have to you know, we'll have to just have a look at how we want to play against them, and like I say, you know, a lot of thought will go into it. The decision won't be made probably until Friday, Saturday.
And we've talked so far pretty much about what goes on the pitch, but there's also an exciting appointment off it as well, Greg.
Yeah, no, so yeah, it's been a long time coming, but we finally sort of, I guess, filled Andy Williams' role that he left, you know, at the end of last year. We obviously put the advert out before Christmas, had lots of applicants who were all male, but you know, myself and speaking to the club, Ian Williams, we were very keen for a female to come in and sort of head up the women's and girls section here. So we're pleased that Shauna Duffy has agreed to join us. I've spoken to Shauna, met with Shauna a couple of times now, and she's really keen, really passionate to come in and grow the women's and girls section, as well as assist me with the women's team. So yeah, she'll start officially on Monday. So she'll just have the one league game with us at Cardiff Met away, last game of the season. But you know, it's just great timing for her to come on board now. She's got the whole off season really to sort of yeah, get stuck into the women's and girls section, and she'll be an unbelievable addition to the club and the women's and girls section in particular.